Hello there, Amber. My name's Andrew, and I work here at IELTSpodcast.com with Ben and the others. Thanks for submitting your trial correction on international marketing. These essays are great for testing students' topic-specific vocabulary on the subject of globalization. Not only is this the reason IELTS exists, but this topic always appears on the exam. So it's good to get some practice in, and to receive a little bit of guidance and advice towards producing good academic writing. Now, if you want to make significant improvements to writing, it does require repeated corrections over time. Only in this way can you learn to spot your own mistakes and stop making them in the future. But for now, let's read through sentence by sentence and see what we can do for you. So global marketing has grown tremendously over the last few decades. I would say many people have differing views about its impacts. To say that people's views differ, we can say that people have differing views on its impact, or about its impact, or regarding its impact. Here I would use a semicolon. A semicolon is used to separate two distinct sentences that are related. So they have to be both full sentences, but related. So we could say, people have differing views regarding its impact, semicolon. Some consider it beneficial, comma, as it breaks down both language and cultural barriers, comma, whereas others consider it an invasion into, one word, into said country. I am more inclined toward the former idea, as I believe the benefits of international advertisements, plural, outweigh the disadvantages. Cool. Let's have a quick glance at this one. I would say here, when marketing internationally, comma, companies look for potential clients outside of their local market, which benefits both the consumer and the marketer. First and foremost, this provides people in developing countries with affordable international goods, comma, this is normal, comma, as the demand for brands has increased with recent technological development. What I am missing here, I think, is an example to tie your paragraph to the real world. In an academic paragraph, what we want to do is introduce the topic of our idea. So for yours, it's the benefits to the consumer and the marketer. So what we would need here is the reason why this happens. It's not enough just to say with recent technological development, because do you mean this could mean to cars or to spaceships? So we need a little bit of expansion here to explain your point. Why or how even do people in developing countries get access to more affordable goods? Because if people in developing countries are presented with affordable international goods, then why are they unable to pay the international price for them just slightly later in the sentence? So I agree with you. Due to increasing competition driving down prices, it means that the international goods can often be cheaper than the local produce. And then we can say, thus, these developments mean that major brands can be available to everyone in the world for a reasonable price. In academic writing, we always speak literally, and we don't use metaphor or imagery. And to bring something to someone's doorstep is not quite literal enough. It's a little bit informal. So what I would do is I would make this paragraph about the benefits to the consumer and the marketer. That's good. One paragraph should be one idea, and the benefits of international marketing is fine. So we would need to talk about the benefits to both, and then summarize at the end, and make sure there's an example in here somewhere. And then for this paragraph, I would at least go some way to considering the counter-argument. Why do people feel it is intrusive? Well, personally, I think it's because local producers are forced to compete with international products. They don't get a choice, do they? So Coca-Cola, for instance, has a much bigger marketing budget than a local drinks manufacturer in China or Russia, and so is able to not only produce more engaging advertising, but generally just sell more products. This puts the smaller producers out of business and has the effect of homogenizing culture, of eroding cultures locally, and the winning culture, the superseding culture, is the one that can afford the most advertising. Also, this is not this should just be a comma. Two things about this conclusion. This should be a comma. There's never actually a need to use an exclamation point in academic writing. And we don't start sentences with conjunctions either. So and, but, and so don't go at the beginnings of sentences. So my tips to you would be to ensure that even though you support one idea, the question does ask you to consider both. So this paragraph here would, for me, begin with however, and then go some way to explaining why it can be considered intrusive. But in an ideal world, I would do that here. So my first paragraph, I would say that some believe international marketing to be invasive, and then I would go on to discuss how the forced competition with international goods puts local producers out of business. And then I would say, however, the benefits of international marketing. And then you can do a nice, because this is quite a nice long paragraph, I would do that here. So why do people consider it intrusive? And then why do you think they're wrong? And then conclude that you believe international marketing is good. That would be a confident structure, because you're saying, although some believe this, considering all this, international marketing is good. And that's a nice flow. So for me, it would be my number one sort of focus for you would be to improve your progression and to be able to tie your paragraphs to the real world with supporting examples. So if you would like to continue receiving these sorts of corrections, where I sit and point out all of your mistakes. You can subscribe to our course, the link to which is in this email. Until then, have a wonderful day. Bye bye for now.